I very nearly didn't post this tonight. I've had the worst headache all day, but I didn't want to let you down. So, before we get into it, let me tell you what I've got. I have some southern fried chicken strips that are extra crispy. Got some French fries with questionable amount of salt and some coleslaw. I think this is the cheesy coleslaw, but I got that from Iceland. Now, before I tuck in, there's something that I want to talk about. I want to go back to the 90s. So in the UK, there was some outdoor games that we all used to play as kids. And let me know in the comments, if you're not from the UK, what games you used to play when you was a kid in the 90s. So for us, at number one was British Bulldog. Now, I know a lot of schools back then stopped kids playing it in school because it was so dangerous. You'd have literally 20-30 kids charging at each other, and there'd be one poor person in the middle trying to stop you going to the other side. So it was really difficult, I think, for teachers to kind of supervise it. So yeah, weren't allowed to play it in schools. But when the weekend came, you better believe we was all out on the avenue playing it. Another one, knock a door on. Why we thrived as kids, inconveniencing adults by knocking on the door at random times of the day and legging it for them to answer it, and you'd hide in the distance and wait to see if they opened the door. But there was always that one house where you'd knock on it and you'd hear nothing, and you'd get to the front gate and poof, whoever lived in that house would go running down the path. Another one was conkers. When it was conker season, threading some string through some conkers and literally just whoosh at each other. And it was kind of like a battle to see whose conker would crack first. And if it got you on the knuckles, it was really painful. Ones I miss were Manhunt. Now, I've heard it be called a couple of other things, but that's what I remember it to be called. And basically it was almost like hide and seek, but more intense. And you'd have kids running around the avenue like they was in Mission Impossible, trying not to get found, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And I was really competitive as a kid as well, so I always tried to hide in all the places that no one would ever look. And then it'd get to the point at the end of the game where I was still not being found, and I'd get really bored. So I'd just come out, Tig, or Tiggy it. Now, we used to do rock, paper, scissors to see who the person was. That was going to be it. And it's just a massive game of chase. And you've got to try and catch someone and tap him, and then there it. And so on and so forth. It was a good time. You know, we didn't have PS5s and stuff like that, and Xboxes and social media when we were kids. We had imagination and we had to get creative. Water fights. When you'd go your local shop and get a load of water balloons and fill them up in the house and launch them at each other. And it didn't matter what weather it was. As soon as there was a little bit of sun out, Mum, can we have a water fight? And that would be it. Now, there was a game that I feel took a lot of skill. And in my opinion, that game was Kirby. Now, for those who don't know what Kirby is, it was a game where you'd have two people, or if you wanted a team, you could have a team. And you split off. And one of you would stand on one side of the street and the other would stand on the opposite side. And you'd try and bounce a football off the curb. Now, if I remember rightly, if you didn't and you got caught, the ball got lobbed at you and you used to have to try and dodge it. Is that right? Or am I just imagining it wrong? But yeah, the bragging rights you had when you hit the curb, and especially when you caught the ball again, bragging rights. Absolutely brilliant. What a fun was it? Skip and rope games, and you'd all be in the playground and chanting all these songs while you jump in the rope, and everyone would join in, and then you'd feel like you was amazing when you could jump out of the rope and then jump yourself back in. Yeah, the things we used to do. Yes. It's so good. It's so good. I got so carried away in the nostalgia, I forgot to enjoy what I'm eating. That coleslaw is really creamy as well. There's definitely some cheese in there. Really, really creamy and crunchy. To be fair, it goes really good with these chicken strips. They're really well seasoned as well. How rude of me. Do you want a bite? What? Yeah, what other ones did we used to play? Can't really remember. Hopscotch. Now, you used to draw on the floor with chalk numbers 1 to 6 or 1 to however long you wanted it, and you do it with chalk. And let me tell you, when I say this, the chalk used to stain your fingers for days, but it was a good time. You'd throw a stone, and wherever the stone landed was where you'd hopscotch to, and then you'd come back. So you tell me in the comments what was your favourite childhood outdoor game to play, and if you're not from the UK, what games did you used to play in the 90s? I'm going to finish this because I am really hungry, but you'll see me again tomorrow.